All right, Lily, thank you so much for being willing to be on here with me tonight. And this is just really great training for our independent beauty consultants. And so, what I want to do is I want to get to know you more. I'll tell you a little bit about my Mary Kay story and our Mary Kay business, how our business works. And I'm going to ask you to ask three questions about our business that is really great training for our beauty consultants because we never know what people are going to ask, right? Like
Absolutely.
it could be anything. So anyway, this might be the last thing that you would ever do, but it might bless someone that you know. So I just appreciate you listening for training purposes. So can you tell me a little bit about you?
Yeah, so I'm a busy individual like most everybody out there in the field right now. I'm a case manager. I work for Pharmacy Hub. I assist patients in getting their medications, so that can be stressful sometimes. I'm sitting in front of a computer 98% of my day, or my working hours, I should say. And then after that, I started a small business on the side, creating some t-shirts, prints, things like that. And so obviously with that, there are some environmental changes, like I'm coming in contact several hours of my day with those free radicals. And so that's something that, I'm trying to be mindful of. And I know that I've expressed this to you before in the past, but I used to work in dermatology, so much of my clinical experience was in clinical dermatology, skincare techniques, and things like that. And since being out of that field directly, it's difficult to find products that are going to work well, that are going to be reputable. And so that was one of my biggest interests in in reaching out about your products and really kind of diving into having a better skincare regimen, just because of the free radicals that are just kind of enforced on my skin every single day, and wanting to get it back in a better habit. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. And I also, married, have two kids. One is about to turn 22. The other one is 17 and graduating in a few months, or well, a few weeks. So yeah, busy life.
Okay.
Busy life, but there's life.
Okay, so did you say your oldest one is 22 and your youngest is 17?
Oh my gosh, yes, I did. She will be 22 in June.
Oh my gosh. And is your youngest a boy or girl?
Nope, both girls.
Both girls.
Both girls.
So I don't even know if I knew this, but did you know that my boys are the same age?
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know
Oh my
that.
gosh. Yes. Gavin's 21, he'll be 22 in June. And
Stop.
Garrett turns 17 in January.
Wow. So yeah, Sydney is our oldest. She'll be in June as well, and then Haley, our youngest, she will be 18 in November. So close in age and
Oh
so
my
close
gosh.
to the mark on the birthdays. This is why we connected so well off the jump. That's exactly what this means. That's what that is.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. God lines stuff up so fun, does he not? Oh my goodness.
My gosh, yes.
And just to give everybody listening to the recording, so Lily is actually currently trying our Time Wise Miracle set for normal to dry skin. And one of the things that I love about that set is that it is so, like the whole set has the 3D complex in it that is so rich in antioxidants. And so powerful, vitamin B3, encapsulated resveratrol, the best of the best. And so I love that. And you said last night that your skin's feeling pretty good with that?
Oh my gosh. I've only been using it for a couple of days now. I think today is day 3, or is it day 4? I can't remember. I've literally only been using it for a couple of days. And honestly, I have noticed such a difference already in just the texture of my skin. It just feels so much smoother. And I don't know if it's just that, kind of that light exfoliant that's in that cleanser, or what it is, or maybe it's a little nighttime bead that's in the nighttime renewal. But I love the way my skin is feeling, and so even just over the past couple of days, so I'm looking forward to the other benefits to come along with it.
I
So,
I love that. I love that. That brings me so much joy. And you know what? I think it's a little bit of everything because I feel like that set sometimes people want to piecemeal things out and they want to switch things around. And it's almost like, no, this is a perfect recipe. It's like it's a recipe that goes best together for sure. So, the little bit of exfoliation, gentle exfoliation, and all of the stuff. So I love that. So okay, so you already know that I have two kids and they're held there. But I will tell you that I started Mary Kay 23, and I'm married to my husband Paul. So, but I started my Mary Kay business almost 23 years ago. And I started
wow,
just
I didn't know that.
yeah, I started just because I fell in love with the products themselves. The more Mary Kay products that I tried, the more that I loved, that I fell in love with. And so I just kept thinking, you know what? Gosh, the more I try, the more I love, the more I buy. And so I thought, why not? Why would I not start to at least get my products for a discount? And then at the time I was working a full-time job and I was working for a family that sold granite countertops and headstones. And I was helping them to build their wealth. And I thought, okay, this is great. I don't want to own a business like this, but
Mm,
I'm so grateful that Mary Kay has given me the option to make choices to build my family wealth so I can focus on my future. And so that has blessed us so abundantly. And our team, we are building our future national area in Mary Kay because I'm really passionate about helping other women to find products that they love. I love helping my clients, but I also love helping women build a business and utilize this to build a business. There are other people
yeah.
there. I heard just yesterday that Ulta is doing birthday parties and skincare parties for girls. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
hold on a minute. That's Mary Kay's jam. And so,
Yeah.
so I am passionate about helping. And by the way, they're charging over $40 per person for these
Oh my
parties.
gosh. And Mary Kay typically is doing, like these free hosting events and then giving
Right,
out, samples and things like that.
right,
So it's like, why would you go and do this when you can have a much better product
right.
and a better atmosphere and feel more comfortable where you're at, instead of feeling like you're on public display
Absolutely.
in a store.
And why would you pay $40 when you can get together with an independent beauty consultant and for free, and you could have $40 worth of product to take home?
Yes.
So, you could spend money but have something to show for it. So I just feel like, now is the perfect time. Now is the perfect time for Mary Kay because, so many other businesses changed how they were doing things and went to an affiliate format, so there's no opportunity for advancement. And so I love that Mary Kay does have an opportunity for you to promote when you choose. Of course, you get to be your own boss because you own your own Mary Kay business when you start. You set your own schedule, you have the opportunity to lead others. And of course, there's the fun, the flexibility, the controlling your paycheck and your future. That brings me joy. But another thing, I had the opportunity to talk to someone about their faith today. And she has been going through a tough time and she's been an independent beauty consultant for a year, but she really hasn't had a chance to get started. But we had an opportunity to talk about her faith and to see where she was at and if I could help her to get to know Jesus. And
Mm.
so it is such a marketplace ministry that just brings me so much joy. So
I love that you said that in a marketplace ministry
yeah,
because you never know where you can spread the gospel and where you can share confidence and encouragement to someone in just a tube of mascara and a little
amen.
bit of hope, or just a simple new cleanser to add to their regimen and a little bit of encouragement to move forward into the next day. So I love that you called it a
Amen.
marketplace ministry. I think that's awesome.
It really is. And it is something that, I've thought, if someone said, if you won the lottery, what would you do? And I said, I do exactly what I'm doing now, but I would have more Mary Kay scholarships. So,
Yeah.
so it's one of those things that it is such a blessing for me to do, and to really see the benefits. And there are some people that will never walk foot in a church, but
Mm,
they don't realize that when we're walking in the door to pamper them, we're bringing Jesus with us. And
that's
so
right.
we have, this is a way for us to spread the good news throughout the world for sure. And God lines it up. He tees it up like so perfectly, because obviously this is all his plan. And Mary Kay knew when she started this business that it was God's plan. She had a marketing plan before she ever had a product. And so she just knew that this was a way to help women. So okay, so I want to tell you just a little bit about like kind of how our business works. So we make up to a 50% profit when we sell the product for retail price, retail, and we make that profit on reorders, and we're active, and we do have an opportunity to make commissions as well. So when we help other people be successful, like for example, like when my friend Lori joined my team. So Lori joined my team, and Mary Kay Corporate says, hey, thanks for adding Lori to your team. When Lori places orders, we're going to give you a commission based on where you're at on the career path. So when you're a brand new, or you have one or two team members, it's 4%. But that commission doesn't come out of Lori's pocket. It comes from Mary Kay Corporate's profits. So it's
Wow.
a profit sharing system. And I love that because, I would never want to be successful at the cost of someone else. And so,
Yeah.
but I will receive from Mary Kay. I will take their money. So
Yeah.
anyway, so anyway, so it starts out at 4%, and then when you have 3 or 4 people on your team, it goes to 6 to 8%, and then when you have 5 people on your team, it goes up to 9 to 13%. And then if you choose to lead women as an independent sales director, it goes up to like 33 to 36%, with your bonuses and things like that. So it's
Well, can I ask you a question?
sure.
So, and I guess maybe this could be included in one of my 3 questions, right?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
do you have men regularly in the field, selling as well? I know that it's predominantly a female industry, a woman-run industry, but do you have any male?
There are males in the field. In fact, there is a national sales director that is a male. And honestly, I think that the male population is underserved as far as our sales part, for
Mm,
sure, because we have men's products, and men want to take care of themselves these days too. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
2026. And so, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that question came up. That popped in my head because I was looking through the material that you sent me along with my products, and I was reading through the menu of what Mary Kay offers, and I stumbled over the men's page, and I did not know. I knew that there were things for acne and different types of skincare, as far as barrier protection, things like that. But I did not realize that there was a men's line, and so I'm going, well, if I go into this and I have a man that says, hey, I would want to do this. Is this something that I can do, or is it just for women? I can say, no, absolutely, come
No,
on, let's do this.
that's right. And I think that men have a unique perspective. And I think it's funny because sometimes I think women trust more what a man says. I mean, or I don't know that they trust it more, but sometimes they revere what a man says differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it kind of falls into that leadership quality, of a male,
right, for sure.
especially a confident male.
Yes, a confident male for sure. So my husband actually he uses Mary Kay and he uses some of the men's line, and Mary Kay has formulated all of their products to work together. So he actually uses some of the men's line, but he also uses the serum C plus E. I know I sent you a little mini of that. And
Yeah.
that is a like a firming serum, so good. And so he loves to use that. And I've noticed a difference on his skin. He also uses the moisturizer from the Miracle Set for normal to dry skin. He loves that. He thinks that's good. So it's so funny because
The antioxidant moisturizer.
yeah, he uses that one. And
I love it.
I could totally tell a difference on his skin after he started using the products. And the funny thing is that, okay, it's taken him a lot of years to do that. The first time that I gave him some skincare, there was a moisturizer with SPF. I just asked him to moisturize and put SPF on because he was out driving every day. And it expired before. He did not use any of it. And I said, I threw it away and I said, you can't have any more. You can have no more Mary Kay until you can be responsible enough to use it on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's
so
hilarious.
he's so funny. He's like, but recently he's like, I am older than you, and you aren't aging like the people your age, so I better get in gear. And I said, that's a good choice, sir.
Yeah.
But
See, it works.
yeah, that did work. So, but anyway, I love the flexibility with Mary Kay. You know, there people start this business because they have great big dreams and goals, and some people start it for a side hustle and some people start to get a discount, and that's honestly how I started, but I just found so much more. Right now, the startup cost to just become a beauty consultant and get your consultant ID number with a what we call My Shop, or it's a website where people can order from you, and a Stripe account is just $10. And so that's pretty awesome. And then there is an extended kit that has the Miracle Set in it, charcoal mask, microdermabrasion, oil-free eye makeup remover, mascara, all of those things, every color of CC cream, all in full size. And that you have an option. You have 2 weeks to get that additional kit for $90 plus shipping. So I think it's probably around, like 110 total. So anyway, knowing all of those things, what would you want to know about Mary Kay and how our business works?
Yeah, so you've already answered, an awesome question with the males, and their involvement. So thank you so much for that insight and that input there as well. Another question that I would have is, I guess, more geared towards you and when you're running your business, right? So, if this is something that I were to consider now or in the future, near future, how do you balance, right? So you have two boys, older boys, obviously. I'm sure they're pretty active and you're active in their lives. So how do you, and your spouse too, how do you balance whenever you get those rush orders or you get, you've scheduled several parties or whatever the situation is, whenever the high time comes, how do you balance that, and still keep rapport with your clients or with your customers?
That's a great question. And I think that balance is so important. And I think that when we get our balance off kilter, it's we I know from experience. I'm not super balance queen here, but I do know that, when I'm not spending time with the Lord and if I'm not spending time with my family, I do feel spinny. I feel like things are like,
Yeah.
no. And so, recently I've learned to say no to a lot of things. And so I had an opportunity to do some different things. And then on Sunday nights, I was leading a consultant Bible study. And I had another director that had offered to also be a leader. And I had to prayerfully consider, and I felt like the Lord was really calling me. I also lead a director Bible study with Mary Kay. And so I felt like I was supposed to step away from any
Mm.
Sunday night stuff because that's when my oldest son comes home. He brings, his roommate, his buddy, they come over and we all have a great meal together. And
I
that
love that.
and that has been really special. And that's I think as long as you have boundaries. And by the way, I love the women of Mary Kay because our culture is like no other. So I have a mentor that's a national sales director, but I have other women that are constantly feeding me books. One of the books that I was fed years ago was called Boundaries by Doctors Cloud and Townsend. And that helped
Oh, I've
me.
read that. I love that book.
It's so good. And so there's just been so many books that have reminded me of healthy boundaries and
Mm.
what it looks like to schedule things. So, and really prioritizing and making sure that your family knows, listen, you come first. This is why I do what I do. Also, for my goals, I will work harder if it's something special for my family. So
Yeah.
last this last year, I said, okay, guys, where would you go if you could go on any vacation? And they're like, a Chiefs game. We want to go to a Chiefs game. And I said, like a Chiefs game in like Tampa or something. So I was thinking that I was going to go to the beach. And they were like, no, we want to go to a home game. Well, to, to get, I'm like, Kansas City, okay, we could do that. So to get good tickets, I was allotting for $500 a ticket at least because I thought, if I'm going to go to a game, I don't want to sit up in the really high seats. And so it was so funny because I did a picture and I put my kids' heads. Well, I just put our picture and like I basically photoshopped us into the stadium with Patrick Mahomes, and and so I had the goal on there on how much money I wanted to save every month to have our hotel stay, our rooms, and all of this stuff. And so at Christmas time, or before Christmas time, I said, all right, you guys, it's time for us to decide which game we're going to go to. And they're like, Mom, are you serious? And I said, I told you it was on the goal poster. And so it wasn't the first time that we've had family goal poster things, but it was, they were like, are you serious? That's amazing. And they said, but we would rather have the cash. And I
Oh,
said,
wow.
I said, okay, you want the cash? Here's the cash. And so they have seen the benefit of what our Mary Kay business has done. It is a family business. Garrett, my youngest, actually works for me. And so the other night I was doing something. I said, oh my gosh, Jandy wants a mascara. What's that new mascara? And he's like, the Great Heights, Mom. And so they are, um, it supports them in a way and it supports our family. And so they are definitely a part of it. And so we just weave it in. And so, yeah, I think that when you make your plans for the week and you know what's going on in your family, it's easier to weave your business in.
Yeah. I
So,
love that. Thank you so much for that.
sure.
Just that encouragement because, life is stressful. It can be stressful and just, being able to see kind of, through a different lens, right? Through your lens of prioritizing and balancing and just really creating that hard boundary line is something that is so encouraging for somebody like me who is, trying to juggle many hats and balance many plates. And I really do. So far, I really do love these Mary Kay products. I mean, I've tried other things as well within the lines, and honestly, so far, the time wise, what you've given me, or allowed me to try, I I love this one. And I love it so much that I really and truly do want to get my husband on a good regimen as well, because he does like to use my products. And so, here's the thing. I don't mind sharing, but whenever I found liquid gold, I don't want to share it. And that's just me being completely honest, right?
Right.
And so I would love for him to be able to have something of his own that he can have and treat that as his liquid gold. This is his prize. This is what he gets to have. And,
Right.
So that's something that I would like to be able to treat him to, or, who knows, maybe I can become a consultant and, he can be my first client.
I love
my
that.
first customer.
Absolutely. So if you
We're
were,
gonna lean on one another and support one another, right?
amen. And you know what? It's funny because, my husband came home one day with a business card. He was in his semi truck unloading rock, and someone that worked for the county said, "Hey, does your wife still sell Mary Kay? I heard she sold Mary Kay." And he said, "She does." And he said, "Here is a card. My wife, I don't know what the connection was, but it was a gal that wanted to become my client. She just joined my team." So I was like, "Thank you, honey. Very good." So
Wow.
yeah, that was handy. So I love that it is so family oriented. So, and that's so nice of you to want good things for your husband's skin, because seriously, we got to take care of those guys. So,
I know, because doctors going to, not their moms.
amen. So, if you were,
They keep them out in the nest for a reason and send them over to me. I'm just kidding.
so if you were to join my team, what would you be most excited about?
Oh my gosh, you know me. I like to talk, so it would just be having conversation with people and getting to build relationships and getting to kind of build into that community. That's what I would like the most, because I'm a talker, I'm a people person, and naturally I am an encourager. I like to spread hope wherever I go, and let people know that you are loved. I do love you, and I do care, and so just having an opportunity, even if I was to never sell a thing, if I could give somebody a kind word, that is what means the most to me.
I
So
love
yeah,
that.
that's
I love that. And I have to tell you, Lily, that I feel like the authenticity that leaks from who you are. You are so authentically kind, and you authentically want the best for others. That shows so much. And that
you're
is,
gonna make me cry at the grocery store.
oh my gosh. Well, that is the light of the Lord shining, and you are allowing that light that he shines on you to just, you're reflecting that onto other people. And I love that. I love that you do that on a regular basis. So
Thank you so much.
seriously, and I love that I see you're always striving to be your best and do the will of God. And so that is, I love obedience. That is so good. So is there anything that, just knowing that it is $10 to start. Now, I will tell you that Mary Kay did do something different recently. So you can get a 30% discount on the product, but like if you're a person that you're just ordering a few things here and there, you can get a 30% discount. But when you order over 450 retail, you're only gonna pay 225. So that's where that 50% mark is. So is there anything that would keep you from giving it a try at this point?
Oh my gosh, no, I really don't think so. To be honest with you, it is something that I have absolutely thought about. I think the only thing right now that would kind of just put a little bit of a touch of a break on it is just with my current full-time job, right? And then my the little small business that I just created. And so just being able to, and of course I'm still in school and Haley's about to graduate. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Right.
But it would be, is this something that I can also add, knowing that it's not something that I have to push and pressure people into, right? Like, I don't have to convince you that you need to buy a product from me.
Right.
You can look at me, you can look at my skin, we can have conversation, and you can make that decision on your own.
Right.
I don't have to push you or pressure you. At the end of the day, if you say no, you say no. But I think that it would be that, initial balancing that, adding something extra to my plate just starting out, right? Because I don't want to have parties. Who doesn't love a good party?
For sure.
Where am I going to add that into my schedule right now? And so is it something that I would sign up and do, absolutely. It is something that I would like to do. And I think that, again, just like I said, having conversation with people, just getting to talk to them and share, not even just experiences, just how are you today? How are things going? Is there anything that I can help you with? How can I help you? And just kind of getting in there and helping people and encouraging them, not even to sell a product,
right. Building.
I would love that.
And building those relationships. And what I love about Mary Kay is we are here to find a need and fill it. So, like, whether you're selling someone a product or an opportunity, or you're figuring out how to pray for them, it is a find a need and fill it type of thing. And I feel like it's a service. And so we just have an opportunity to serve people in so many ways. And one of the things that I want you to think about is, as you are thinking about, how can I incorporate all this? The beautiful part is that you got two girls. And so, you could do, hey, let's do a little get together, bring a couple of friends, and it can be just a girls' night, where everyone is getting together. We're going to do skincare. We're going to do masking. We're going to do satin lips, satin hands. You're going to have, eye-zone therapy. So there's so many different fun things that it could be the fun stuff. So, when your plate is already full, what I found is that Mary Kay can be the seasoning on top, like your salt and pepper. So anyway, you can just sprinkle it wherever you like. But this is what I know for sure. If this is something that God has for you, He'll find a way for you to fit it in. And
that's right.
And it's not, you won't find pressure, if that makes sense. So yeah. So, well, with that in mind, I would love to just send you the online agreement. And the starter kit, the startup thing's only $10 for this month. So that's good until midnight Central Standard Time. So that's 1 a.m. your time. Do you have any other questions for me before we hop off the call?
Gosh, you have been so helpful and just given me a lot of information. I know I've asked you a lot of information before in the past, and I've absolutely welcomed this call tonight with open arms and just with an opportunity and an expectation to receive everything that you've told me. And I've searched too for a third question, and I'm pleased where we're at. I'm pleased with what you've answered. I cannot think of any other questions right now, and I appreciate so much your time and for your patience with me as I'm trying to get some extra grocery shopping done this evening.
Absolutely.
Too, and still having this call with me. So,
well, thank you.
Maybe somebody will tap me on the shoulder as we're walking around here and say, "Hey, I heard you talking about Mary Kay."
Watch out what you ask for, because God is into miracles. He is. I tell you what, there are funny things that do happen. So
maybe he's into the Tom Wild's miracle set too.
Oh, right, for sure. Oh, hey, by the way, when you join my team, like I would, like that miracle set that you got, we would do half price on that. So
wow.
Yeah, so that we would fix that price. So just shipping and my cost. So yeah, I just want the best for you.
That's
So,
something to look forward to as well. Well, thank you so much, Anna. I really do appreciate you so much, and I'll be on the lookout. Do you have my email?
I don't think I do. Can I text it to you, or would you prefer it
Oh,
on email?
yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
text.
absolutely. You can text it, yeah.
I'll just text you the link. And again, that's good until like the $10 thing is good until midnight. It goes up to like $35 tomorrow. So,
Oh, well, if I'm gonna jump on it, I better do it, huh?
yeah, it's a good call. So, it's less than a designer coffee.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
so anyway, Lily. All right, well, it's great to visit with you. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll look forward to chatting with you here in the near future.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Lily. Bye-bye.
And bye bye.